boy, is it hot. I can hardly stand it. Whew. Where's Maestro?
Here I am, right here, right? What a heat wave. Certainly is hot. Do you know what heat really is?
It's where the temperature goes up.
It's on the beach in the sun.
When I bring home a bad report card, it gets hot.
Heat is fire.
That's interesting. And then fire, well, what is that, huh?
Well, it's when things burn.
Do you remember Democritus the Greek?
There are in nature 4 elements: earth, fire, air, and water.
This branch is from the earth, and it turns to fire when it burns. No, Metros, there are not 4 elements. There's one element, basically, just one. The atom.
Yeah, now who can stand it? Such awful heat. Would you bring me a glass of water, see? Thank you. Now, 2,000 years later, in the 18th century, scientists still thought there were 4 elements: earth, fire, air, and finally water.
Here you are.
Yeah. But a new science, chemistry, was about to appear, and it would help us to understand what matter really is.
Who was the first chemist?
Well, many scientists could claim that, but above all, a Frenchman, Lavoisier. Alas, he was guillotined. They chopped his head off. Oh, no. Don't laugh. It was a tragedy. Anyway, Lavoisier...
Heat is a very special element, but it is an element. We might more scientifically name it phlogiston. Yes, Monsieur Lavoisier.
Do we know what phlogiston's made of?
No, not exactly. But one day soon, we will surely find out.
Yes, but then why talk about it? That's interesting. The phlogiston stopped flowing. See here, you ruffian. You're wrong. I'm not a weak little lamb. More of a wolf.
Pity, my good sir. I only thought I never wanted to. Oh!
The good people of Paris should have better street lighting than this.
At the age of 23, Lavoisier would receive a gold medal from King Louis XV for his contribution to lighting the streets of Paris. And at 25, he'll be admitted to the Academy of Sciences. And in that same year, he became what they called a farmer general. Which later was to cost him his life.
What's a farmer general?
Well, back then, a farmer general was really a taxman.
And why did it cost him his life?
You'll find out. Look.
Water for sale. The pure water of the Seine.
Gentlemen, it's a serious problem. There's not enough pure water for the city of Paris. The Seine's water is impure. We have to install some pumps and bring in spring water.
That would do no good. In any case, the water would be transformed into earth.
How do you know that, monsieur?
It is well known. Tell me, what is your name?
Antoine Lavoisier.
Well, Monsieur Lavoisier, when water remains in a recipient, a residue of earth will form, and the weight increases, since earth is heavier than water.
I doubt that. When pure, it stays pure, unless something else has been added.
And so, young man, you would refute what is known in science?
Yes, and I will prove it. Oh. I'll distill it one more time to be sure that it's really pure. Now I'll find out if vapor does transform directly into earth. I know this pure... Oh. Ah, not a bit of earth. Now that a month's up, we'll see what we see. Well, well, would that be earth?
So, now you see, young man, there is some. As it evaporates, water turns to earth.
Well, then, in that case, the flask should weigh more. Is that right?
Yes, because the earth is heavier.
I'll wager there's no change in weight. Now, let's see. So it weighed 2 pounds, 3 ounces, 2 grow, and 15 grains. Now, let's see. Yeah. On the scale, there. Now, the weights, 2 pounds, 3 ounces, 2 grow, and 15 grains. There, you see?
We saw the earth. It was there.
Wait, we'll weigh the water, right? It's not earth. Maybe it's only bits of the flask.
No. Oh.
In this case, water wasn't transformed into earth. They were changed into mud this time.
You haven't heard the last of this. You'll pay for this, amateur.
You'll see, in nature, nothing can be lost and nothing created, only transformed.
Yeah, you see what he meant. Nothing is destroyed, nothing is created, only transformed. It's one of Lavoisier's great discoveries, the basis of our modern chemistry.
You see, my friend, fire is the great mystery that I want to comprehend. Ah, these flames dancing on the wooden logs and giving off their gentle heat.
Oh, Father. I don't want to.
You don't want to what, my child?
That Count Admirable, he's ugly. He's so old. He's a bore, a dreadful bore.
But he is a count, daughter, and a personal friend of the Minister of Finance. That could be useful. Marianne, I haven't introduced you, Monsieur Lavoisier, a colleague, a tax inspector, but a scientist as well.
Oh. Will you pardon me? I was distracted. Oh, no. Oh, I'm very sorry. Oh.
Monsieur, the Count d'Amerval wishes to see you.
Yes, well, such a charming child. Yes, quite delightful. I'm delighted. Quite delighted. I am willing to accede to your wishes. We shall marry since you insist.
You're insisting, sir. I'm not.
Look here, my daughter, come. Forgive her, my dear Count.
Oh, it's nothing. It's charming. Charming. Overcome with emotion. You will be a countess.
I understand that you have come to ask my daughter's hand in marriage. She is so young, Count.
Yeah, so young.
So pretty, so attractive.
Yeah, so young. Yeah. Quite so. I have the honor to request the hand of your daughter in marriage.
Marianne, you hear, my child? He asks for your hand. He'll marry you. You'll be a countess. Surely your heart flutters with joy.
It does seem to me your daughter's heart is beating quite normally.
Eh? Who is this unexpurgated person?
Him? No one. He's, Antoine Lavoisier, a farmer general and a scientist.
Farmer General, eh? My dear child, I don't think you realize. A count is asking for your hand in marriage. A count, and that counts. No, wait. Do you have another suitor? I shall challenge him to a duel instantly.
Look here, Lavoisier. Why are you giggling like a goose?
Sir, I have the honor of requesting your daughter's hand in marriage.
Well, that's ridiculous. Why, you hardly know her.
I know I'm in love. I can tell by the beating of my heart.
And you couldn't possibly hesitate between a clumsy taxman and me, the Count of Amerval, with illustrious ancestors, and a personal friend of the Minister of Finance.
I won't hesitate 1 minute. I accept with joy with all my heart, Monsieur Lavoisier.
And Mr. Priestley, it's with pleasure that I welcome you to the Academy of Sciences. We're eagerly waiting to hear the results of your experiments.
And I, gentlemen, am eager to have your opinions.
Experiments.
Gentlemen, whenever we heat calcinate of mercury, we obtain a quite special gas, which we call oxygen. And so in the air, there are two sorts of gases.
Very good. Excellent work. A real discovery.
Stuff and nonsense. Air is air, no more, no less, and phlogiston transmits the heat.
No, phlogiston doesn't exist. There is an air that permits fire to burn, another that won't. Look here. You see? The good air is used up, the burning ceases.
It's because the phlogiston's all gone.
How? The bell would have contained it. Now look at what the good air will do.
Oh, very good. Tricks like that we've seen. Don't tell me that phlogiston doesn't exist. It's written right here.
Hundreds of old ideas, even if they're written down, are wrong. Only experiments using the scientific method create new knowledge.
Oh, you're talking nonsense.
Yes, the next few years were to be for Lavoisier full of intense activity. Here's one of his agricultural experiments.
Well, for a good wheat harvest, the best planting field is one where sheep have already grazed. I fenced in the field with the sheep. Now we'll let them graze upon it for about a year, and next year the harvest will double. You'll see.
That's wasteful, surely.
No, it's not. Come, take a good look. You see? My last year's experiment. The growing wheat is twice as thick here, and believe me, the harvest this year will be excellent. You're quite right wanting to see it up close like that. I'm glad you're so interested. I trust you agree. Oh. Yes, you see, the wheat is considerably thinner here.
I was thinking, with a magnifying glass as big as a person, we might succeed in separating the gases.
I'm pretty sure you're right, Marianne.
Oh.
By order of His Majesty, you, Monsieur Lavoisier?
Yes, I am.
France needs you. Our enemies are about to attack and we're short of gunpowder. We need a great deal for the cannons.
I'm ready to serve my country, and I'm sure my wife wants to be with me. Your potassium chlorate might replace the saltpeter that we're lacking. I'm sure it will create an excellent powder for cannons.
Carry out a test, Monsieur Lavoisier, but watch out for explosions.
Making gunpowder without saltpeter? What presumption.
You'd better get behind the barrier all the same, Monsieur Monet.
No. There's no danger it won't explode no matter what.
You see, Marianne, there are really two sorts of air. A vital air and another air that does not support life. Look at this. Now, the vital air is just about all used up. We see the mouse is slowing down.
Could be the running's tired him out.
Wait.
There's no air, but there's lots of air.
Hear that? There is air in there, but he can't breathe it. Now, watch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2.
You see that?
The vital air didn't last terribly long.
I don't understand what's wrong.
Wow. Oh, I hate shoelaces. 1, 2, 3.
Ah, I was right. This vital air, I'm going to call it oxygen. It's oxygen that allows a fire to burn and a body to warm up. I'm going to do another experiment with my friend Laplace.
Oh, the mathematician.
Yes. Wrapped in felt, the ice is protected from heat and won't melt. We're going to put in an animal, And with his body heat, he'll melt the ice.
You won't put this poor animal in the ice. It will die.
Not at all. We'll put him in this small container which he'll warm with his body heat.
But don't you think his body will freeze?
With oxygen, he'll stay warm. You see, the ice is turned to water. We can calculate the quantity of the creature's heat.
Are you sure he's still alive?
Of course.
It's all over.
Today we think that's all terribly simple. Yes, but it was revolutionary. Revolutionary! Lavoisier and Laplace had measured the heat given off by an animal. They had calculated how much oxygen it had consumed, and they had also measured...
The eminent English chemist, Cavendish, confirms that water, gentlemen, is not an element.
What's that? Water not an element, sir, and that, eh? What would you say that is?
That, monsieur, is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen.
Walter Dash, I don't believe it. Not at all. Not at all.
If you'll permit, I'll prove my point. This way, gentlemen.
Well, this better be good.
In this one, oxygen. In this one, hydrogen. This container here is empty. Now look. You see, we've obtained a quantity of water absolutely pure, formed by the two gases. Is anyone thirsty?
I'd never drink such a concoction. Diabolical!
Excellent. This water is absolutely pure.
So, children, do you realize the extraordinary discovery by Lavoisier? What is this? Here in this glass, eh?
Liquid sunshine. It's water.
Yes, it's water, but then it's also a combination of
Two gases.
Yes, which ones? Let's hear it.
There's hydrogen and...
Yes, and? You should all know that. I just told you. No. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Hydrogen 2 parts, oxygen 1 part. The formula for water is H2O.
We must reject old ideas and base our science on experimentation. It's the only way to progress. There's no such thing as phlogiston. Air is composed of at least 3 different gases. Oxygen, which is vital air. Nitrogen, a gas that can sustain neither life nor combustion. And hydrogen, a very light, highly flammable gas. This balloon is filled with hydrogen. It's much lighter than air. It could lift a man right up.
Nonsense! Rubbish that! Crazy talk! Twaddle! Balderdash! Silliness!
I gather you don't agree, Monsieur Monet. Then do test it. Come right up.
Go ahead. Prove that you're right. We'll both go. We'll teach him a lesson. And he'll admit that he is talking nonsense.
Just hold this rope, will you? That's it.
Whatever you do, don't let go. We need weight.
What an adventure. Look at that.
Hydrogen is lighter than air.
Get me down! Oh, somebody help me down!
What? Who are you, my son? Are you a messenger from heaven?
Yeah, the message is get me down! Oh.
Whoa!
The new chemistry has to recognize there are basic elements in nature. Iron, sulfur, carbon, and oxygen.
Bravo, Monsieur Lavoisier. Your theory is a veritable revolution. Forward, citizens!
Yes, but another revolution's about to begin. The French Revolution. And Citizen Lavoisier is going to play an active part in it.
Among the reforms of the Revolution, those concerning our system of weights and measures is urgent. We all agree. The system we have is too complicated.
Let's begin with weight. We have the ounce, and 12 ounces constitute a Roman pound.
But it's 16 ounces for a Paris pound.
And what about the Troy pound?
Not forgetting the grain.
And the gros.
There's also the scruple.
And the petit pois as well.
Listen to me now, citizens. All measures have to be compatible in the same metric system. Here, this is a cubic decimeter. A cubic decimeter of water weighs 1 kilogram. That is equivalent to 1,000 grams.
And that is our system of weights. It certainly has to be the simplest, most logical system in the world. Lavoisier was interested in everything. He did so many things that I won't have time to tell you all of them.
And so all systems of measurement are harmonized.
Citizen Lavoisier, they request your presence at the Finance Commission.
It's very important that the financial burden be borne by all, the rich paying more than the poor do.
Monsieur Lavoisier, they want you at the assembly.
When a person grows old and is no longer able to work, under no circumstances is he or she abandoned, because national solidarity must step in. Stop. Fine, we'll proceed next to the calculation. Oxygen consumption during exertion.
In January 1793, Louis XVI will be guillotined, and soon the revolution will run wild.
Citizens, suppress all decadent learned societies. Well,
Citizen Lavoisier is an enemy of the people. He has foreign friends and was a farmer general.
Look here, Citizen Marat. Lavoisier is a great scientist, and science is international. He works for the good of the country.
You there? Who are you, citizen? Could it be that you too are an enemy of the people?
Why,
It's by using oxygen that the human organism obtains the energy it requires. The first thing to discover is what fuel in the body actually burns this oxygen. An experiment on this subject would...
This was the reign of terror. Guilty or just suspected or innocent, hundreds of people were to be guillotined.
They have to be killed. No pity.
Citizen Fouquier, Lavoisier may yet give France a great deal more. I request we postpone his execution until he has completed the project he's working on.
Besides, the man's not guilty.
He's a servant of the people.
And we need him. The Republic has no more need of chemists or of scientists. Proceed with the execution.
My life has been long and happy enough. I think people will regret my passing and my reputation will live on. Who can ask for more? Lavoisier.
Martin, Gerbeau, Pontet, Lavoisier, Dupontel, Chevalier.
Why'd they do it, Maestro? Why'd they do it?
Madness, stupidity of humankind is infinite, my children. Every day you see examples of mindless cruelty, and you must fight it with all your strength. Lavoisier, a man of science, he knew that. And he left us all, each of us, a precious legacy. Think of all that we didn't understand. It's just 200 years ago, all that he discovered for us.